Ego's a big thing. I think this is gonna be the main topic of the video. Ego. Ego and how you treat your body, what you feed it. Now people get the misconception that ego is a bad thing and that you must get rid of it in order to proceed in your spiritual awakening. No. Your ego is something you cannot get rid of. It's only something you could correct. There's bad ego, and then in a sense there's a good ego. Bad ego comes into play when you feel real defensive, when you feel attacked, when you feel like somebody's coming for you in any type of way, verbally, physically, I don't know, either one though. Good ego comes into play when you use it to help people. It could come off aggressive, it could come off politely. That's up to you. But good ego is when it's used to help you or others. And in a way, that's your consciousness talking like your ego. That results in a good ego. So yes, there's good ego and bad ego. There's no such thing as just bad ego. There's good ego, bad ego, and there's no such thing as getting rid of your ego. You can't get rid of your ego. Your ego is something that stays with you for the rest of your life. You either let it benefit you and others, or you let it affect you and others. I'm progressing. I love it. I really do. No nut, still going strong. Haven't been smoking weed. That's my favorite part right there. Nature. Everybody has an ego. Everybody. There's no such thing as somebody not having an ego. It's something you live with for the rest of your life, whether you like it or not. Most people aren't aware of their ego. It's something that controls their life, and they don't really know how to control it. So therefore, it controls them. Look at that animal. Look at it, just in the field. Oh my God, I'm finna go join it right now, actually. Look at this whole, oh my God. That house is gonna be here soon enough. So, might as well take advantage. You feel me? Energy is real. Spirit guides, something I learned recently from a spiritual female. From a spiritual female. From a spiritual female. Yes, a spiritual female. Very rare, I know. Either that or they just hide. They just don't like to show their face. But I'm gonna go with they're rare. Spiritual females are rare. I feel like there's more males than females that are awakening at this very point in life. It's a movement. Some people are subconsciously awakening, and some people are consciously awakening. I think I subconsciously awakened because it kind of came natural. Some people have to. Now I'm in somebody's backyard. Fuck. See. Anyways, I mean, at the end of the day, I think all people subconsciously have to awaken, but it starts with consciousness, and then everything else afterwards kind of just comes to them. Because for me, not eating meat was a part of my spiritual awakening, and that wasn't something I struggled doing. It's something I was easily able to do. So therefore, I was subconsciously doing it because I didn't have to tell myself, okay, I can't eat meat. I can't eat that, you know? It was just like I didn't have the desire to. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. I'm noticing how different I am from others. And I love it. But as soon as I meet somebody with almost the same energy as me, it's very refreshing. So it's like sometimes, at first I felt alone. It was like, ain't nobody really on this shit. I can't talk to nobody. Nobody's gonna relate. Nobody's gonna, excuse me. Nobody's gonna really see my energy for what it is, so therefore it's gonna drain mine. But that's not the case. I can still talk to bots. I can still talk to people. And it all boils down to whether my ego is gonna affect me or my ego is gonna benefit me. When I talk to bots, my ego used to get the best of me, meaning I needed an ego spiritual awakening. There's something called a spiritual awakening and an ego spiritual awakening. Your ego spiritual awakening is after. No, I wouldn't say after, but most of the times it occurs after. Ego spiritual awakening is something that happens when you're aware of your ego. Therefore, you could control it. Therefore, you could use it in a positive way instead of letting it use you in a negative way. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're aware of your ego, you're not going to let it negatively affect you. If you're aware of it, 9 times out of 10, you're going to correct it to where it could benefit you in a positive way. And then spiritual awakenings, that's when you're kind of aware of what life is. Spiritual awakening occurs when you have no choice but to see what life is for what it is. And then you know what's up. You know the world you live in. So, one more time. Spiritual awakening. You know the world you live in. You know what the fuck is up. You know what's in front of you. You know what's behind you. You know where you at. You know what life consists of. You really know. Ego spiritual awakening. Ego spiritual awakening is more of a inside thing, more of an outside thing. Spiritual awakening is more of an outside thing. Ego spiritual awakening is an inside thing. Something that you're aware of mentally, so nothing verbally comes out in a negative way, more so in a positive way. I think I'm gonna label that video this: spiritual awakening versus ego spiritual awakening. Because people have to know the difference. Because there's a lot of people that are spiritually awoken, but they have an ego. Let me correct myself. There's some people that are spiritually awoken, but have a negative ego. So therefore, their spiritual awakening is followed by an ego spiritual awakening. How long is this? 13 minutes. 13 minutes of straight facts. God damn. This shit coming more easy and easy. I used to struggle to just talk, but I stopped smoking. More clear-minded. I love it. I'm in nature every chance I get. Every chance I get. I mean, why not? If I'm in my free time, I usually what? Play video games? What? Eat, bruh? The fuck? Get the fuck up, bruh. Go outside. Use your free time wisely. I didn't really meet this spiritual. Oh my God, I can't even speak. God damn. I didn't really meet this spiritual female. I kind of just, her spirit guides, apparently, brought her to me. And she taught me a lot of things. If she had socials, if she had a YouTube, if she had her own way of conveying her message through the media, I would most definitely shout her out. But she is yet to have anything, so I can't really do that. But when she does, y'all gonna hear about her for sure. It's rare. Like I said, it's real rare. It's real rare to find a spiritual female. Like I said, they're either rare or ducked off. But they're around. She taught me a lot for real. That's kind of what led to me progressing a lot. A lot. I'm not gonna lie. See, everything happens for a reason. She don't even live in Florida. How did she find me? The universe. Literally, the universe. It's glowing. I'm glowing, bro. You feel me? Oh, let me chill. That's my ego right there. Not in a bad way, just a little too much displayed. See? Awareness. One way of awareness right there. But yeah, man. I'm really happy because I know how to deal with people that aren't up there. I'm gonna just say up there because you could be up there and not spiritually awoken, but the minimum is just being up there so I could be able to kind of talk to you and tell you a lot of things. Being up there means being open-minded. Being open-minded leads to a spiritual awakening. Being spiritually awoken leads to an ego spiritual awakening. And then your journey then continues to so much more, because there is so much more, so much. Spirit guides, your chakras, being able to astral project, leave this third dimension. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right there because I don't really know about this shit, but I know about this shit. You feel me? Not enough to teach y'all, but enough to then go on to learning more about it, which leads to more content. But this video right here is ego, spiritual awakening, versus regular spiritual awakening. Yeah. Pretty much said what I had to say though. I'm out.